present Max Payne, New York's finest, with the biggest monster body count ever.
Much like any other piece of entertainment, games are also bound by the technical constraints of the target hardware. And as the capability of consumer hardware grows, so do the games developed for that platform. There have been several instances through the years where popular franchises offered significant graphical bumps between adjacent entries. With this feature, we will be taking a look at 15 such instances. Metal Gear Solid to Metal Gear Solid 2: Sons of Liberty. The original Metal Gear Solid broke new ground for cinematic blockbuster experiences in the 5th console generation, and it was easily one of the most technologically sound games of its time. But all of that is nothing compared to Metal Gear Solid 2, which was a true showcase for the power of the PlayStation 2, with its impressive character models and attention to detail, such as ice melting into water over time, among other instances. This was a night and day difference and a true generational leap. Just Cause 2 to Just Cause 3. Just Cause 2 flaunts one of the biggest open worlds of the 7th generation with its massive map that covers over 1,000 virtual square kilometers. Balancing the world streaming tech for such a massive world along with the fidelity levels was an amazing feat, but Avalanche Studios managed to improve upon that as well with Just Cause 3. The third game flaunts better lighting and reflections alongside improved character models, and all of that comes with a much richer open world that's filled with interesting geometry and beautiful sights. Red Dead Redemption 1 to Red Dead Redemption 2. John Marston's tale of redemption was a visually astonishing affair that continues to be a fond memory for anyone who played it back in the day. But there's no denying that Red Dead Redemption 2's visuals make the original feel minuscule in comparison. Rockstar paints a living and breathing rendition of the Wild West with the sequel, and the picturesque visuals coupled with the developer's signature attention to detail in terms of animation and realism makes it a game where you could just spend hours gawking at pretty sunsets and stopping at every turn to smell the roses. Metal Gear Solid 3 to Metal Gear Solid 4. Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater was the swan song Metal Gear for the PS2 generation, and it's safe to say that Kojima continued upon that goodwill well into the 7th generation, delivering another massive leap in terms of the visuals. Metal Gear Solid 4 is one of the best looking games on the platform, and the team did an excellent job of utilizing the power of the PS3 cell processor. Massively improved poly counts, better character animations, and an improved post-processing pipeline is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the improvements that Guns of the Patriots makes over Snake Eater. Half-Life 1 to Half-Life 2. Valve delivered a revolutionary hit with Half-Life 1, which meshed an engaging tale about science fiction with the adrenaline-pumping thrill of a first-person shooter, and it was also a visually striking game for its time. But Half-Life 2 easily puts the original to shame in more ways than one, be it the massively improved visuals or the complex physics system that governs its puzzles. Valve's Source engine made good use of cutting-edge technologies for that time, and the bump from the Gold SRC engine was nothing short of extraordinary. Halo 2 to Halo 3. Halo 2 was one of the best games on the original Xbox, and it was a defining hit for its generation. With Xbox 360, Microsoft provided a significant step up in terms of graphical grunt, and that generational jump is perhaps best defined through the graphical differences between Halo 2 and Halo 3. The environments in Halo 3 exude a ton of detail, with lush green forests and sprawling alien facilities making for interesting biological variety. And Halo 3 achieved that level of fidelity without compromising on the original's art direction or the stunning visual clarity that we've come to expect from a seasoned developer like Bungie. Killzone 1 to Killzone 2. Despite the controversy that Killzone 2 spun with its original E3 reveal trailer, there's little doubt to the fact that it was a massive graphical bump over the original. Just a brief look between the two games running side by side is enough to see the differences, right from the highly detailed environments to the improved texture work and smoother animations among a slew of other improvements. Gears of War 3 to Gears 4. Gears of War has always been a great showcase for the power of Unreal Engine, and Epic Games has been at the forefront of modern rendering techniques for generations at this point. Gears of War 3 pushed the boundaries of what was possible on the Xbox 360 hardware, but it was also severely limited by the hardware constraints and Unreal Engine 3. The bump to Unreal Engine 4 was unreal to say the least, and Gears of War 4 flaunts a robust post-processing pipeline and character models with stunning poly counts among other things. Max Payne 2 to Max Payne 3. Max Payne 2 built off the excellent foundations established in the original, and the improvements over the first game were noticeable, albeit iterative in nature as opposed to radical. Max Payne 3, on the other hand, was a true blockbuster release that took advantage of Rockstar's in-house Rage engine to deliver a spectacular bump in terms of visuals. Everything from the environments to the character models and even the animation work was a massive step up for the franchise. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas to 4. Talking about all the graphical leaps in Rockstar's portfolio of releases, we can't help but mention the leap between Grand Theft Auto San Andreas and Grand Theft Auto 4. Rockstar pumped out 3 entries in the PS2 and Xbox generations, which is why the graphics improvements weren't all that impressive. But with Grand Theft Auto 4, Rockstar amped the visuals to 11, making full use of the PS3 and Xbox 360's processing power to render a lifelike open world brimming with attention to detail. Far Cry 1 to Far Cry 2. The original Far Cry was a graphical powerhouse for its time by virtue of the CryEngine that it was based on, but Far Cry 2 pushed boundaries in aspects other than visuals. That's not to say that the visual differences aren't massive, far from it, but what stands out is the highly emergent gameplay systems that enable an exciting open world experience, and things like the natural spread of fire continue to be a testament to the attention to detail in Far Cry 2. The Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind to The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. The Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind was a towering technical achievement for its time thanks to its complex web of interweaving game systems. But that complexity in mechanics meant that graphics played second fiddle, which made it graphically inferior to other more linear games on the market. But the same cannot be said about its successor Oblivion, which offered a mix of competitive visuals and equally complex open-world mechanics, which in turn provided a massive technical leap on all fronts. Uncharted Drake's Fortune to Uncharted 2 Among Thieves. The original Uncharted was a great game with an engaging story and thrilling set pieces, but all of that was nothing compared to Uncharted 2, which blows the original out of the water in every conceivable way. Everything from the gameplay to the story and of course the visuals have been upgraded by a significant margin. The character models are more detailed and expressive, animations are smoother without any hiccups, and the maps have more geographical complexity as entire towns topple down systematically without any frame dips. Gran Turismo 6 to Gran Turismo 7. Polyphony Digital's Gran Turismo series has always served as a showcase title for Sony's consoles, and all of that stands true in the case of Gran Turismo 6, which just might be the best looking racer on PlayStation 3. Gran Turismo 7 was released after a significant interval of time, and the difference is pretty evident. The poly counts on the cars have been improved by a significant margin, and the vehicles look stunning with an incredible amount of detail crammed into each aspect of the rendering. In a similar vein, Gran Turismo 7's environments have also seen major improvements, and the addition of ray tracing in Escapes mode also adds a cherry on top of this already lovely cake. Alan Wake to Alan Wake 2. Remedy Entertainment's Alan Wake is an excellent meshing of action-adventure and survival horror, and it continues to be one of the more unique games to have come out in the PS3 and Xbox 360 generation. Visually, it looks pretty bland by modern standards, but you can't really say the same for its recently released sequel, Alan Wake 2, which is easily a showcase for the power of current-gen consoles. Remedy's Northlight engine shines like a glowing torch in the darkness, and Alan Wake 2 impresses with its hyper-realistic environments and character models. The bevy of graphical effects are enough to bring even the best of current consumer tech to its knees, and Alan Wake 2 is best experienced on a high-end PC with ray tracing turned to the max. Hey, did you know that we at Gaming Bolt upload new videos every day? Stick around, drop a like, subscribe, and hit that bell, and let us know what kind of content you'd like to see in the future with a comment below.